Hello students. Next we look at elementary signals part 2. The real exponential signal x of t is equal to a e of at, and that signal is basically drawn here. So it's an exponential signal, means basically we have e raised to power a, and a can be either positive or negative. If suppose I am going to take plus 2, then e raised to power 2t, or negative e raised to power minus 2t. Always what we have to know is with respect to time, the signal basically, for the case of e raised to power 2t, the signal basically goes up exponentially, whereas for the case of negative a value or minus 2t, the signal basically goes down with respect to time. It reduces with respect to time. So with respect to time is what we generally draw, and whatever be the case, if it is getting multiplied with a, the point that it is going to be here is always a. That means at 0 its value is going to be always a. Why? Because we know that e raised to power 0 is equal to 1. So here there is no a right now. Here we can take it as 1. So here this point will be always 1. Here also this point will be equal to 1. Please note here that this is an exponential, real exponential signal. That means the value of a and small a, both of them are real. If they are not real, then we basically cannot call them as a real exponential signal. It will be a complex exponential signal, that we will see later. Now when we come to the discrete signal, in the discrete signal we are having the sequence, the real exponential sequence. So here the equation is very simple. It is a raised to power n, and the value of a can, it can have multiple values. For example, it can have a negative value for like minus 2, or it can have a negative value which is between 0 and minus 1, or it can have a positive value which is between 0 and 1, or it can have a value which is greater than 1. So the 4 situations I have drawn here. So the first case, when it is greater than 1, you will have the values basically going exponentially expanding like this with each value of n. So it's very simple. If suppose you are going to take 2, then 2 raised to power n. So as the value of n goes from minus 1, 0, 1, 2, you will find that 2 raised to power n, that basically goes to 1 by 2, because 2 raised to power minus 1. Then 2 raised to power 0 is 1, then 1 is going to be 2. For the case of n is equal to 2, it is going to be 4. Like that it's going to improve, and that is what is drawn here. Whereas if it is between 0 and 1, which is this case, then it is always going to be decaying one. And this we should not forget, that the value of a, if it is between 0 and 1, it is going to be decaying. As we go forward with respect to n, its value will keep on decaying. For example, if I am going to take, let's say, something less than 1, let's say it is 1 by 2. So 1 by 2 raised to power n will be, for the case of n is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, then you can see that it will be, for 0 it will be 1, for n is equal to 1 it will be 1 by 2, for 2 it will be 1 by 4, for 3 it will be 1 by 8, like that the value will keep on reducing, and that is what is happening here. Now if its value is negative and between 0 and 1, and that is this case, you will find that the decaying is happening here again, but its values are alternate. Why its values are alternate is because we are having a negative value here. So we know that if I am having some, let's say, minus 1 by 2, if I take raised to power n, when n is equal to 1, it is going to be minus 1 by 2, but when n is equal to 2, what happens, it is the negative becomes positive, so it becomes plus 1 by 4. So like that, for the case where a is between 0 and -1, that is something like -0.5 or something, you will have again decaying, but its value will be alternate, positive and negative. Similarly, for values which are less than -1, it is going to be expanding, just like in this case, but the values are going to be alternate. So again, this is the real exponential sequence for the case of a discrete time signal. Next, we look at the complex exponential signal. In the case of complex exponential signal, it looks just like a complex real signal, but here the value of a is basically some complex value. For example, a can be some real value plus some imaginary value, and that makes it complex. And because it can be split up like this, we can basically write e raised to power b plus j omega t, where this basically gets split up into e raised to power b t plus j omega t, which we can write it into, split apart as e raised to power bt into e raised to power j omega t. Now what you can see here is b is real, whereas j omega is imaginary. So this real portion e raised to power bt is similar to what we had seen previously. For example, when we had studied the case of a real exponential signal. So for the case of e raised to power at, instead of e raised to power at, if I write e raised to power bt, then if b is positive, it is going to be this curve. If b is going to be negative, it is going to be this curve. So that part is going to be for this e raised to power bt. But what about e raised to power j omega t? E raised to power j omega t is basically a rotating phasor whose equation is basically given by e raised to power j omega t is equal to cos omega t plus j sin omega t, which basically we draw it like a sinusoidal shape like this. And now if I am saying that I want to multiply both of this, what you will find out is that e raised to power bt will be either, if the value of b is positive, if the value of b is positive, then it is, you have to multiply these two, where you can see that the amplitude of the sinusoidal wave will basically keep on increasing as the time goes forward. Whereas if it is going to be multiplied with a negative b, as it is written here, then you will see that it is basically exponentially decaying. So e raised to power j omega t, we should be very careful. E raised to power j omega t, where omega is basically your 2 pi f. F is the frequency. So this is the frequency with which the wave is going to basically oscillate. So e raised to power j omega t is basically going to be an oscillating wave, just like a sinusoidal wave. And you may not be asked to draw it, so don't worry, you can generally draw it like a sinusoidal wave. Generally the values are important. So e raised to power j omega t, what is the value? If you want to find out, it is cos omega t plus j sin omega t. If it's a negative value, e raised to power minus j omega t, then it is going to be cos omega t minus j sin omega t. If you want to use the calculator, just remember e raised to power j omega t can be written by, as in the calculator. Here there is no value, here it is 1, but suppose if there is some value here, that we will take it as magnitude. So that magnitude angle omega t, that value is going to be the one that you use for in the calculator. So you know that this is the polar form, and from the polar form you can get the x plus j y, that is the rectangular form. That all can be done in the calculator. You already know how to use the calculator to go from the polar form to the rectangular form. But what is the polar values here? Other than j, whatever is there, that goes as the angle, and whatever is multiplied with e, that is going as the magnitude. For example, if someone writes like 5 e raised to power j omega t, where omega is suppose 3 pi, and then t is suppose what happens to the signal in 2 seconds, then you can write this as 5 angle 3 pi into 2, which becomes basically 6 pi. And remember, in your calculator, in this case, when you are doing, whenever you are having the pi value, always remember that you have to use the radians and not the degrees. Okay, anyway, these are something that we'll have to revisit when the question like this arises. But this is what is basically a complex signal. In discrete time, we have what is called as the discrete complex exponential sequence. The sequence is for basically discrete time signal, and you have, just like the other case, you have a raised to power n multiplied with the complex e raised to power j omega naught n plus phi, where this phi has been added extra. Most of the time the phi may be even 0 most of the time, but it can depend from problem to problem. And that e raised to power j, any e raised to power j theta, we know that it can be written as cos theta plus j sin theta, and if it is minus, then we write e raised to power minus j theta, we can write it as cos theta minus j sin theta. So that is what expansion they have written here. Now if you look at the values, if a is equal to 1, if you just take this as 1, then it's going to be a pure sinusoidal wave, and the sequence is basically a sinusoidal wave. Okay, because you are having this one and this one, both of them are going to be sinusoidal, so the real and the imaginary parts are going to be sinusoidal. If a is greater than 1, that means if this is greater than 1, that means with time the value will keep on increasing. So the amplitude of the sinusoidal sequence basically grows exponentially. So, to explain this further, just look at this particular case. Generally, I told you that, if you want to have a sinusoidal signal, e raised to power j omega, it will be something like this, is e raised to power j omega t. But if I am suppose going to sample it, then I will have only the sample values. I may have only the sample values. The sample values may be something like this. We don't know exactly what is going to be the sample value. So if I take out the red wave, whatever remains, whatever remains, that is basically the e raised to power j omega n. Instead of t, we are having n. So it is basically going to be a few samples like this. So that's why it is not very prudent to draw it here. That is why it has not been drawn, but you can understand what is going to be the shape when you look at the value of a. So if a is less than 1, it is going to be exponentially decaying. So you will have basically some set of values which will be decaying, and it will be basically some sinusoidal signal only. Okay, so originally it might be some sinusoidal signal like this, but obviously in discrete time we will never show it as a. Now there can be many samples of it based on the value of n and the value of frequency and all. There can be many values based on the value of omega, based on the value of. So every time it need not be that the signal, it may even look like this. So initially when I drew, you might have seen that it looks like something else, but now you see it in a totally different light. So with the value of omega, it may have different kinds of shape. So this is what is the general complex exponential sequence. Now from this, one more thing you have to understand is which is going to be extensively used later. It is that, see, there is a cos component here, which is the real part of xn, which is the real part of x of n, and there is a cosine terminology which can be found out by finding out what is the imaginary part of x of n. And that is what is written here, that if you are having a cos, you can basically write it as a real part of a e raised to power j omega naught n plus phi, because you generally write e raised to a e raised to power j theta. I told you that you can write it as a cos theta plus j sin theta. So if somebody asks how do you write a cos theta, you can say that this is the real part and this is the imaginary part. So if somebody asks you, like, what is the how do you write cos, then cos can be written as cos theta, can be written as, or a cos theta can be written as the real part of a e raised to power j theta, and similarly sine, and that is what is basically written here. Next we will look at some of the special functions. The first special function that we see is a rectangular pulse function, which is basically written as pi t, capital pi of t, or sometimes in some textbooks it is also written as rect t, where rect stands for rectangular. So rectangular pulse is basically mentioned like that, and we have written and drawn it with respect to tau. You should understand what is tau. Tau is basically the the values up till which the pulse exists. So its value, its amplitude is always 1, whereas the range in which it is going to be, it's going to be basically up to tau. That means the width is going to be tau, so that in this side it is half of tau and this side it is half of tau. So it is from minus tau by 2 to plus tau by 2. The width is going to be tau and the height is always 1. So when you see it is pi t, you should always understand that pi t means we are talking about a wave that is having the value of tau is equal to 1. So it is basically going to exist from minus half to plus half, so that the value of tau is 1 and the height is also 1. So this is one of the special functions. Another special function is the triangular pulse. It's just like the rectangular pulse, the only difference is that the shape is triangular here. So this equation you will understand after you study the signal operations, but basically it will also exist with respect to tau from minus tau by 2 to plus tau by 2. And as you can see, this slope of this line, it's a positive slope, and since the height is 1 and the width is tau by 2, you can say that the slope here is going to be equal to 2 by tau. Correct? So that 2 by tau is basically what is written here. So 2 by tau is the slope and t is the time. Now since this is going to be there for positive as well as negative, so when it becomes negative, automatically here it should become a negative 1. So that's why we are basically placing a modus here, mod of t, and then it is going to be minus 1 minus this thing. So this is basically how the equation comes about. So based at the value of tau, you can basically write the equation. Now remember this, that generally if it is written as delta t, it means that this is existing from minus 1 by 2 to plus 1 by 2, and this equation basically it comes out to be 1 minus 2 mod of tau for the time period between minus half to plus half. Another important signal is the signum function. A signum function is basically, just like you are having 2 unit step for after 0 time period, that means from 0 to positive values of t you have a plus 1, and here instead of having a 0 you are having a minus 1. So the definition is just like u of t, but instead of having a 0 you are having minus 1. This is called as a signum function. Next, going to look at the sinc function. A sinc function basic equation is this. Should always remember sinc of t is basically sine t divided by t. Okay, this is sinc t. So based on that, if you are going to trying to draw the signal, basically you will get this shape. This is a very famous shape The sync signal or the sync pulse is very famous because this is extensively used in nowadays communication. And basically this is a sync pulse. What is the advantage of a sync pulse and all you will study later, but a sync pulse is very, very important with respect to communication engineering or digital communication. Okay, what you have to remember is where all it becomes 0. A sync pulse will become 0 at pi, 2 pi, 3 pi, 4 pi. That means at all the multiples of t is equal to plus minus, you know, some k pi, where k is basically an integer which goes from 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to infinity. And 0 is not there. That you should understand. K is not having any 0. Whereas in 0, its value is going to be 1. So this is a sync pulse. Next is a Gaussian function. A Gaussian function, again, it's going to be coming mostly useful in when you are going to study your digital communication. The equation is basically given by e raised to power minus a t square, where a is a real value. And when you draw the shape will basically look like this, a Gaussian pulse. It is sometimes in other textbooks, it is also called as the bell curve. But basically it's in our signal science system, we will call it as a Gaussian function, G-A-U-S-S-I-A-N, Gaussian function, and this is what is the equation for it. It is not going to be very useful for you now when you are studying this course, but when you go to higher courses based on signal science system, these functions will actually come very, very useful. So this is the completion of the elementary signals part 2. With this we finish the elementary signals. Thank you.